What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to T-4. And I thought we'd talk about Iron Man a little bit today because this is the first character that has the availability to go to tier 4. Now, there's a lot of great things about this, and there's also some things that are pretty ugly about it as well. So the first thing that's really awesome about this is that, all you really got to do is take this character to level 80. Once you take him to level 80, you will see an insane improvement on his damage. It's just absolutely astronomical how much damage he actually can increase. And the beauty about this is whenever you have a character at level 80, just level 80, not tier 4, is that you can take him in multiple game modes and actually destroy. Like you could use them in dispatch missions. They're going to plow through all this, no problem, guys, especially if you have a CTP of Rage on Iron Man. And since Iron Man does have 50% critical damage, it won't be that difficult to max out his stats as well. And that's something that's really awesome. I'll probably make a separate video about dispatch mission, but he's actually quite awesome in it. And so that's a one really, really great thing about this. Another thing that's awesome about the fact that they chose Iron Man is that, he does have the hero uniform, but he also has the super villain uniform. And the beautiful thing about this is, say you have a CTP of Rage on your character. Well, this uniform also gives him 50% critical damage, which is pretty damn awesome, guys. So if you are running a Rage on Iron Man or you're running whatever obelisk, he's going to pretty much have the same stats with either uniform. So you can make him super villain or a hero. And the reason that that is really, really important is in World Boss, right? We have all these restrictions where sometimes you need supervillains, sometimes you need heroes, sometimes you need blast, and what so have you. And now that Iron Man actually can just go to level 80, guys, you can easily destroy this content. And against Null, like all the way in stage 39, you need a super villain. Well, guess what? Iron Man can absolutely do this. Like, no problem. This is easy. And the best part about this is he can use a regular damage proc. You won't even need the amount of Pierce that I have on my account, which is 22% to do this. You won't, especially in the time frame that you guys are going to see him do this. Now, against Mephisto, supervillains can go up to 44. This is very rough for Iron Man because he does have a good heal, 20% recovery on the supervillain uniform, but he can die very, very easy for Mephisto. I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm just saying it's pretty damn difficult. But when he goes to tier 4, right, then he's going to have a lot of extra stats, going to have more HP. I think he's going to be I know he's going to be way, way better then, right? But I'm going to show you guys run against Null and also run against Infinity Ultron. Now, Infinity Ultron was a opponent that I was pretty much stuck at for the longest time at stage 30. I just couldn't beat it, right? Even when I would use someone like Sharon Rogers, right? Sharon Rogers, who has a brilliant CTP of destruction, right? A brilliant. And yet I still couldn't do it. In fact, I could barely do any damage. Another thing that would hurt her here is that her lack of supports, right? I mean, you got Star-Lord. I mean, you can use Strange, right? But that's pretty much it because all you can use is Blast. And the damage that this girl does, right? It's pretty minuscule, guys. I mean, this girl has a brilliant honor. I have Odin's blessings on her. She's pretty jacked up. And hopefully, Ultron doesn't kind of dodge around, move around a little bit here. Right, so right now we're building up the meter, which is one thing here. And as you guys can see, look at the damage, right? Not even a bar. And we took a lot of damage there, right? Now there I actually hit my force skill, right? Kind of screwed up a little bit, right? But the damage is just minuscule. It's nothing. We're barely even tickling Ultron, which is why this thing was so hard, right? This made it extremely difficult to do this. Okay, run around. Okay, click there. What you gonna do, buddy? Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, we'll build up our meter. And now we actually have our tier 3. Now look at the damage. 1, 2, like about 2.5 bars. And that's with our tier 3. That's with our tier 3, okay? So I want you guys to remember how much damage that Sharon Rogers actually did against Ultron. And she does have a brilliant CTP of destruction on her, right? This has a 230% proc. This has, the increased boss types by 200%. She's got Odin's blessings. She's got one, two, three, four, five. Well, some of these are, these are HP Odin's blessings. But I mean, she's built pretty damn well. And yet Iron Man can absolutely destroy her because he is at level 80. It's just making all the difference in the world, right? I'll go ahead and bring it up for you guys. And this is a run against Null, okay? And this is stage 39, right? And we're getting to use his supervillain uniform, right? 534, right? And he is just absolutely destroying this. And I want you to keep in mind that all he has on him is 180% mighty, or not a mighty, but 180% damage proc on his destruction, right? That's it. Just a regular damage proc on this character. I always do think having immunity guard break though Fireman really is a good idea because he does get guard broken rather easy, but look at the damage that he's just putting out. Like, it is insane the amount of power that he is generating now, just being at level 80. And this is the good about this setup and this system. It doesn't take a tremendous amount of materials to take a character to level 80. I believe like 2800 TC or 2800 EOD, a little under that for TCP, something like that, in order to take their potential all the way up to 80, right? And that's not a lot of resources considering what you're actually getting in return. Like the amount of damage bump that you're getting because he's going to level 80, it's well worth it. Now, there's going to be an argument to be made about tier fours, and until people really have tier four characters, we really don't know, right? We know that this is some pretty insane power creep, right? But we don't know how much more power creep we're actually going to have at tier 4 because nobody has a tier 4 character, right? Which we'll get into talking about, especially when it comes to the resources as far as tier 4ing a character and the amount of time that it actually would take to do it. But just going to level 80 is pretty damn amazing because it's just doing so well for you. It's going to accomplish so much for players in the game. And even like a newer player that has Iron Man, right? Now, granted, they're going to have to be able to face the World Boss Legends in order to get the materials to be able to do this, to take them to level 80. But if you're fighting Null and you can actually get him to level 80, I would highly advise it because he's just going to put in so much work for you because he's got so much versatility being a level 8, being able to go to level 80, the fact that he's got a supervillain uniform and the hero uniforms. I mean, he's got so much versatility, and that is going to go a long way, I believe, for a lot of players out there. I mean, look at this, guys. Stage 39, he's making mincemeat out of this with 180% damage proc. All right, that's not some big damage proc. There's no mighty here. There's no brilliant. There's no reforged CTP in action right here. This is just a regular damage proc. If you had an immunity to guard break with a damage proc on it, you could absolutely put that on Iron Man because this uniform and his newest uniform both play well with procs. They both play very well. Granted, with the supervillain uniform, Superior Iron Man, you're going to have to go, every third rotation to do your tier 3, right? If you really want to have a smooth rotation when you're using a proc. But still, look at the damage. Like, does it really matter? He's doing so much damage that it really doesn't matter. And by the way, I want you to look at the time. So I mentioned earlier that, you won't need as much Pierce as me to be able to do this, right? This character, like if you're reaching this high level in World Boss, this character is going to get it done for you with less Pierce than what I have on my account. I mean, this is crazy, guys. This is really nuts. And I think actually pretty awesome for the player base. I mean, this is something that the players, I think, will really love because it doesn't take a tremendous amount of effort to take a character to level 80, right? To take a character to tier 4, that's a different story. But to level 80, to get this kind of result in return is just, it's astronomical. It's wonderful. I mean, I actually love this. Like, I wish to God this would have. Well, maybe I don't wish it would happen, but look at that, guys. 4 minutes flat. But I mean, if this would have happened, months and months ago, whenever I was actually facing tier or stage 39 against Null, I've been loving life because I could have just used Iron Man with a regular damage proc and just plowed through it, right? He would have freaking just destroyed it. So that's pretty nutty that he was able to do stage 39 so easy without a reforged CTP. That's crazy. So now you guys are going to see a stage 31 clear against Ultron. And I want you to look at how much damage he does just with his basic skills. Look how much damage he does, right? Look at that. He's doing about 2.5 bars just with his 3-4-5 combo, right? That's crazy, guys. I mean, look at the tier 3. And because of his giant heal he has, I can't go on my fifth skill, Ultron kind of moving around. But because of his giant heal, he also has a great amount of survivability. It's pretty damn sweet. Like, this was not that difficult, and it's just like everybody, like we were struggling so much against Ultron, and now because this guy, as long as he's going to fit those requirements, he's going to be so good for you. Now, I have seen a free-to-play adventures video on the resources. Couldn't go into my skills there because Ultron got away from me. But I've seen the video where he was trying to figure out if we actually gain more resources for farming against Ultron versus farming a Null, farming a Mephisto. And it looked like the resources was pretty much the same, which was kind of crappy. I mean, so I guess it really doesn't matter which one you actually face, which boss you actually face, at least from what I've seen so far, and even from my own testing. So I don't think it really matters. So for those of you that are, facing Null, getting these materials just so you can just level 80 this guy is going to be absolutely worth it. He does so much. He's just crazy. I mean, them bars are just flying off of Ultron. I mean, he's making mincemeat at Ultron. Ultron's just a freaking joke right now to Iron Man. It's honestly astonishing. Like, I'm just like floored with the damage. So he's easily going to be able to go all the way to stage 34, no problem against this boss, which is crazy. Whoops, took a hit right there. All right, by the way, he tanked that hit. I mean, this is wild. This is wild that he does so much. Crazy. It's really over the top, guys. Like, this power creep is really, really, really strong. And I said for a long time that I really wanted to see a little power creep because I felt like Netmarble was milking us with the power creep. I really did. They'd give us strong characters, but they never really would push anything. They never would really change much of anything, right? If you had a certain characters already available in your roster. Whereas now Iron Man and having this tier 4, or really just being able to go to level 80 has changed everything, at least as far as like Blast, Blast male superheroes, super villains. I mean, it's changed a lot because for all those restrictions, it's going to be so much easier to get the clears against these bosses using those characters. It's going to be easier to do dispatch missions, especially if you're running rages on your characters, guys. Even like Dimension Rifts, right? Because he's got a level 80, right? He's not going to take as much damage. He's going to do more damage. He's going to dodge more of their attacks. Like, he's just going to be better all around for multiple game modes, which is crazy. Not to mention Dormammu, guys. Like, he can absolutely solo Dormammu with the current build that I have right now. I mean, this video would have been way too long if I would have done that. I just wanted to show you guys these clears. But that's just crazy that, it's just, he's adding so much for multiple players, like even for veteran players, for newer players. He's just adding an insane amount for you. I mean, guys, we had a minute 30 left, and he did stage 31. How insane is that? That's absolutely crazy that he could do that. Now, the caveat to this is whenever you're trying to go to tier 4, because these gears require the carbonadiums, right? And they also require the soul of Faltine. Now, the soul of Faltines you actually get from Giant Boss Raid, and the carbonadiums you get from World Boss. But you don't really get a lot of carbonadiums every day. Like, you guys can see how many I got. I got 171 today. I guess that's not terrible, but when you know how many materials you actually need to go to tier 4, I'll pull it up for you guys right now. I'm going to give a big shout out to my buddy Leo because he posted this for me. But you guys can see, for the gold, it costs you about 36 million. For carbonadium, you need 5,800. CCF, you need about 1,700, almost 1,800. Soul of Faltine, you need almost 5,000 soul of Faltine, guys. You need about, just to take the potential to level 80, and that's where this video regards, is you need about 2,800 EODs, and you need about 2,000 TCP if you're just using TCP, right? You need 10 Book of Ashantes, right, from Dormammu, and then you're going to need about 3,000 BIOS. But the thing is, guys, that carbonadium, 5,800, you might as well say 6,000 carbonadium and 5,000 soul of Faltine, right? That is a lot. And getting 170 carbonadium a day, I mean, it's going to take a long, long, long time to get the materials to tier 4. And what Netmarble has done is, of course, they put these packs. Well, knowing that you need almost 6,000 carbonadium, I mean, look at this, guys. You get, there's 3,500 right here, right? That's $100. So, I mean, you could buy a couple of these, but then you get, 1,580 life seeds. So about 3,000 life seeds. Let me pull that up again real quick right here. And look at that. You need 8,000 life seeds. This is for tier 4. 8,000. And that's going to be the bottleneck for a lot of players, is those damn life seeds. So that's what's going to try to incentivize players to go out and buy these packs, guys. I mean, think about it. You need that many life seeds, and you're only getting 1,580 from this pack right here. Think about how much that's actually going to cost. You're looking at $500, maybe more, to take your character to tier 4 if you try to rush it. And if you don't rush it, it's going to take you an eternity. Like, it's going to take a long time to farm for tier 4. But the good thing about this is, even if you don't have the character at tier 4, just the fact that he's at level 80 is going to be enough. It really is going to be enough for you, because he's going to be doing so much work for you in the game, as far as dispatch missions, as far as dimension rifts, as far as world boss content. It's just, he's going to be so good for all of those things. So I think what a lot of players might end up doing when they realize how many materials it actually takes to go to tier 4 is they're just going to take the character to level 80, probably play him for a long time because he's going to put a lot of work for them, and just wait for the next character and just level 80 them. Right? And just save their materials, because it requires so many. That's a nutty amount of life seeds. I mean, let me look at that again, guys. I mean, let me see here. We got, that's 8,000 life seed. So 8,000 life seed. And this is, you get 1,500. So, that's an easy $500+ right there, just to take one character to tier 4. And the thing is, since he's already level 80, he's already going to be putting in a tremendous amount of work for you. So, I would honestly advise people just to take the character to level 80 and stop at that, because the amount of time that's going to take you to get him to tier 4, there's probably going to be another tier 4 available in the game, maybe another character that you prefer. Obviously, if Iron Man's your favorite character, then absolutely save your resources, tier 4 him, go all out. But I actually think this is a good thing, what they've done, just the fact that you can take the character to level 80 and you can get so much out of them just from doing that. So let me know how y'all feeling about Iron Man and the tier 4 cost. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. TNT+7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See you, everybody.